Today's lesson is 15th lesson, the industrialization and social change. Now, the major industrialization has started in Europe, especially in Great Britain, in England, New South Wales, all these regions together, they acquired the industrial growth. The period between 1780 to 1850 was a time when the Britain has achieved its full length development in the industrial sector. That is the reason why it is known as first industrial revolution. The first industrial revolution has played a crucial role on the handicrafts and the handloom industries. In this lesson, we are going to study the impact, the development and the course of its journey. How did the handicraft industry has moved on and how did it influence the people's life? How the others, even though they were not educated, how they were able to make their fortune? How did it bring development for the poor people? What about the working labor? Did it influence them or did they get benefits from this or not? Now in this lesson, when we are discussing about this 1780 to 1850 period, we came to know about this period because it was the great change which happened in the technology, science and everything, which innovated new things, new changes and new developments, which brought fast track speed development in Britain and which later on impacted to the other countries. One more advantage what the Britain is having is Britain had good transport facility where it compared to Germany or in France, where it got good access to the other nations also, and transport facility also was very convenient for them at very cheap cost. They have the availability of iron, they have the availability of coal in a bulk amount when compared to France and Germany, which also added the advantage when compared to the other European nations. These all were discussed and this made the fortune for many middle class people to turn into multimillionaires because of the expansion of trade, and these people who kept their investment in these industries were neither well educated in science and technology or well educated about the chemicals and the industry of the chemical patterns and all, but they have done their investment and they were able to be successful. Lack of knowledge also got advantage because of the scientific developments which happened during that period. But even then, though it has brought good fortune for many of them, still the condition of the workers was worst. Poor condition was still in existence and poverty was there along in their lives. These all were added for them and it could not improve the condition of the workers to a larger extent. And while when we discuss about the wealth or investments towards the industries have good sufficient amount of investment for them available in Britain, because obviously most of them are coming from the rich backdrops. So they could not find any difficulty in investing in a particular industry to get it run and which may in future get extra benefits for them. These all were discussed by people like Georges Michelet in France to study about the developments of this period, especially from 1780 to 1820s. Then it was again described by Friedrich Engels of Germany to analyze the conditions what happened. And we also have person from England, Mr. Arnold Toynbee, who was a well-known educated economist as well as a professor of English, who studied economical conditions clearly and mentioned about the developments of the industrial period, especially in Britain. Why should we focus only on Britain? We'll discuss. Now, why Britain? Why should we study the Britain as a base for the industrial revolution? As we have discussed earlier, the first industrial revolution was started from Britain, the period from 1760 to 1850. So why do we focus only on the Britain? Because Britain has been the workshop of the world. Britain is considered as a workshop of the world because most of the inventions, most of the discoveries, most of the investment which is done in the industries was seen to be fruitful only in the workshops of the world, where every research was done clearly and made an effect that it should reach to the success of its point. So in this process of its journey, it has to have the benefits. What England is having is the modest climatic conditions. It has very good climatic conditions which supports truly for cotton crop and cultivation. Later we have the availability of abundance of coal and iron simultaneously, which also provide for us good supply for electricity, good supply for maintenance of the products, making of the products of industrial products, which need heavy amount of iron to be cut and shapes were to be made, and all these things we need coal to burn it. So in order to transport, we have very good facilities of transport also available for England in comparative with Germany and France. So these all made very good availability of all these things made England to turn as a very good investment place, and also that investment has to be done in the proper manner and proper channel so that you get better benefits. So the role played by the Bank of England in setting up the joint stock exchange companies, the London Stock Exchange, all these things also made the right place to get the investments done, where you can hope your investment will be back, and just availability of the money doesn't make much sense if you don't invest it properly. So the investments which are made by the Bank of England has given a clear idea for all the people where to invest the money and from where to put off the money, so that they can reap the fruits of it in a successful manner. And we also have one more interesting factor is that the availability of workers are in plenty, because we have the intercontinental transportation of the labor also for England, wherever from Africa, from the other colonial places, wherever they need. They used to transport the workers and they used to maintain that bulk of workers available for them in large number, so that any industry do not get any problem in getting the workers. So we have cheap labor, we have good availability of climatic condition, then we have cotton, which is very suitable for the cotton crop, the climatic condition fits it. Then we need coal and iron, which is also available for us, and we have people ready to invest on that, and we have the people ready to work on it. So this has made England or Great Britain to be industrially well developed and well connected, and almost in every place they have discovered a machinery, and the unprofitable agricultural sector was replaced by the industrial revolution, and the industrial machinery has taken over that one, and now they have every other alternative other than the agricultural sector to provide the livelihood for the people, and the investments were done in the positive manner so that they can get the reap of the fruits what they have done it. So these all added for England to turn the scientific knowledge into machinery and use the machinery in the appropriate manner so that they can achieve success in the industrial field, which made England to get the first industrial revolution and called as the workshop of the world. Coal and iron, the two basic things which are required for us in order to maintain the industry here. Especially coal is very required for us. And coming to iron, the processing of iron requires a lot of hard work, because first the iron is got in the pure liquid metal by the process of smelting. After the process of smelting is done, or to do the process of smelting, we need to have charcoal. The charcoal has to be burnt, then you burn the iron, then you get the shape of the iron, or then the iron is heated, then you get the smelting process. So in order to heat the iron, we need charcoal in large amounts, and charcoal, we have many negative effects of charcoal, because charcoal is in very small fragile pieces, and transportation of charcoal is a very difficult and tough task, whereas it doesn't give much high temperatures also, and transportation is very difficult during that period, and it also produces pure quality of iron with impurities. So these are the negative points, and in order to get this charcoal also we need the forest, we need the wood. So we need the forest where the deforestation has been in a larger extent. In order they required the wood items, so they started to cut the timber trees where deforestation was also in high. So these all added the need for the people to think on the alternatives of how to heat the iron. Then we got the discovery by Debris of Shropshire. Debris of Shropshire. These people were the iron masters who father, son, grandfather, son and his son have done their great contribution for us, and they have changed the entire outlook of Germany, the entire outlook of England in respect to the iron issue, where later on Britain became the only country where it produces more amount of smelting iron than any other part in the world. Now let us see here, what did they do? Abraham Durbis discovered the coke. The coke which is produces very high temperatures in order to heat the iron. So coke is produced from coal, where coal is being removed sulfur and the impurities, then you get coke. So this coke made a revolutionary change, and the negative impacts of charcoal, where you need to have a problem with the transport, you have very small fraggles of charcoal, you need to go to the forest and get all these things. These all were removed, and we were able to produce very easily with the coke. And later we have a better development than this by the second Durbis, who produced the wrought iron, which is the pig iron. He made a little bit flexible iron to make according to our shapes. This also added a great contribution for us. Then we have Henry Cort putting the puddling furnace, which heats the iron in a very fast manner, and whichever shape we need, we can make it. So these all discoveries of these particular iron masters have added for the Britain to become a very good iron smelting place, where you need not worry about anything, because naturally itself they have iron ore, they have coal, and they also have good transport facilities of water and ports. We have many ports which connects to various other corners, and the cheapest way of transport is during that period shipping. So these all added for the Britain, and the